The Nether update snapshots for Minecraft 1.16 have begun. That's right, new mobs, the ferocious yet kind of adorable hoglins, new biomes known as the Crimson and Warped Forests and the desolate Soulsand Valley, new block types including nether wood, weeping vines, and ancient debris that can transform your diamond gear into netherite, Minecraft's most powerful new material for weapons, armors, and tools yet. Let's dive in. So yes, my friends, we will be getting into the nether itself shortly because as you can see, we've got a whole lot we want to cover. However, I wanted to give you a nice clean look at everything first. So here we are in the overworld where it's a little bit easier to see, Snapshot W06A. So first and foremost, check out all of the new block types. First of all, we've got some new vegetation, nylium. Look at this. Ooh, some mushroom warped fungi. We, of course, have some crimson fungi, nylium, different plant types that you'll be able to collect, warped roots, nether sprouts. And the cool thing about these is you can plant them on non-nether blocks as well. So you now have multiple different decoration options for your overworld as well as anywhere else you want to place these in game. There's even the new weeping vine, which is actually a type of plant you can place underneath blocks, which will slowly grow downwards. Ooh, very pretty. Oh, you want to look too? Now, what you'll note here is that weeping vines can actually stick to the bottom of any different block type, and given enough time, they will actually grow on their own as well. Naturally, right as I start, oh, see, now it starts growing. We went ahead and upped the random tick speed so that you can see this growing at a little bit more of a quick pace compared to what it's normally going to grow at speed-wise, but you will now be able to access these weeping vines, and it doesn't look like we can actually climb them just yet, but let's see if we can slowly. Okay, so it doesn't look like they even slow our fall either. If we were to go into survival mode, nope, we fall right on through. But you actually can break these weeping vines with just your hand, so unlike regular vines, you'll get them upon breaking them, regardless of what tool you use. Okay, so we have warped nylium as well as crimson nylium, which is kind of what, like the grass variant? Attempting to break this with your hand does not necessarily yield you any type of block, but if you were to try and break it with a shovel, you would find that, in fact, you don't get it with the shovel either. But trying to mine it is going to solve that problem for you. So you can now mine away at these things in order to get the dirt equivalents of these different types of nylium in your Minecraft worlds. Now again, we'll see all of these in their natural habitat in a second, but we also have different plank types, different stripped versions of different stems that we can also get in the nether. Warped and nylium variants, which you can use to make fences, fence gates, pressure plates, trap doors, stairs, slabs, buttons, doors. Very cool design on the doors here. Ooh, I like this one. This very much reminds me of like a dungeon door of some sort. And now you have so many different types of buttons as well. Now the actual trees' leaves, quote, leaves, are made with nether wart blocks, which is not necessarily a new block type. We've actually had this in game for a while. The big difference here is, although you still can't make nether warts out of it, there's now a blue variant. So now we've got blue nether wart blocks, or in this case, warped nether wart blocks, which is just a blue version of what we see from our original block. Up next is netherite, which is Minecraft's new hardest and strongest material that you can actually use to turn into Minecraft's new strongest tools, weapons, and armor. Fun fact though, you cannot break it with an iron pickaxe. Well, actually you can break it with an iron pickaxe, but good luck getting anything from this block. I've literally been mining this for about 45 seconds now, and what you'll see here in a hot second is the fact that if we were to break this with an iron pickaxe, we're actually not going to get anything for our troubles. So upsetting. But look at the speed at which you mine it with a diamond pickaxe. Hardly considerably quick. You're still taking your sweet time using this pickaxe, but unlike the iron pickaxe, you will in fact get your block of netherite back. And you can turn your block of netherite into 9 netherite ingots, which is going to be useful for making your new armor, but more on that soon. To get netherite ingots, you're going to need some netherite scrap as well as some gold ingots, and you can get your scrap by finding ancient debris. Again, note here, iron pickaxe, no good. So come with your trusty diamond pickaxe in hand because you're going to need it in order to start collecting all of these fun little debris. Debris is found extremely rarely in the lower depths of the nether, and we'll go ahead and locate some of that in the nether very soon. For now, Soulsand has a brand new friend known as Soul Soil. You can actually mine soul soil with your hand and it seems to have somewhat similar properties to its soul sand variant. So as you can see, we do actually technically move slower on the soul sand. Soul soil, actually it appears as though you move at normal speed when you're on soul soil. As you can see, we are just coasting along on this, but the moment we move over here, not only do we sink to the ground a little bit, but we start moving a little bit more slowly as well. Cool thing about soul soil is that it will burn blue fire when you light it with a flint and steel, a fire charge, or etc. So you now have access to blue flames in game. Beautiful. It works similar to the Netherrack where the flame will not go out. So grab your flint and steel and set this baby ablaze. What's more, you can use soul soil to make, that's right, blue torches, a soul fire torch. Now in terms of lighting comparison, the regular torch actually gives off more light than the soul fire torch, but I mean, who really cares? Look, it's blue. In order to make these blue torches, you're going to need some coal, some sticks, and you see that's how you make regular torches, but now you'll add some soul soil and you'll get some soul fire torches instead. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you, blue lanterns. Or in this case, they're called soul fire lanterns. So they are a blue variant of the normal lantern that was recently introduced in game. Similar story though, regular lantern is going to give off just a smidge more light than your soul fire lantern. But again, I mean, blue, baby. To make it, you'll need 8 iron nuggets and 1 single soul fire torch. Spawning in the Soulsand Valleys, you'll also find a new block, the basalt block. Ooh, very fancy. Look at this. This is actually spawns in as somewhat of a stem that you'll be able to see hanging in the nearby areas. Now, it doesn't look like we can actually do anything with the basalt block just yet, but again, we're in the early snapshots. It does have some directional placement though, so you can either place it upwards or sideways depending on your needs. And of course, glow shroom, which you can find growing on the trees found throughout the different biome types, which we'll be exploring in just a second here. Now notice something. When you mine glowstone, it actually turns into glowstone dust, which is not always a favorite. Every once in a while, you'll get enough dust to make another glowstone, but from time to time, you won't get 4 dust from that. Like that time, we only had 3, so we can't make another glowstone light. But with shroom lights, when you mine it, you actually get the block itself. And believe it or not, it appears as though shroom lights actually have a greater lighting distance than our glowstone block variant. So consider yourself very lucky if you happen across some of these. One final thing before we head into the actual Nether itself. An awesome new command known as /locate biome, which you can use to now find different biomes in the overworld, in the Nether, and I imagine eventually in the end. Typing /locate biome followed by the biome you want to find will actually spit out some output that tells you exactly where that biome is. And then from there, simply teleport to it using the coordinates that you gained. And look at that. We just found ourselves a mushroom island biome. So no longer do we need to constantly worry about hunting around when we need to find a biome. But speaking of, it's time to show off these new biomes, these new mobs, and the new Netherite gear. Let's jump on in. All right, so here we are in the Nether with llamas. Oh, go left. Okay, don't mind if I do. We've got some new things to show off. First and foremost, the 3 new biomes. Why don't we first start with the Soulsand Valley? Ultimate desolation. Look at all of this. The Soulsand Valley is a mostly open biome type, home to lots of additional gas spawns compared to normal, as well as skeletons that will frequently spawn in this biome type. As you can see, our soul soil is all over the place in this biome, mixed in with soul sand as well as the basalt blocks that I was mentioning before, kind of appearing from above to below in pillar form. You'll also find various different types of fossils all over this place. Little bits of rib cages, whatever the heck this thing is, as well as increased Enderman spawns, because as of this Nether update, there are way more Endermen that spawn in these new biome types. But look at this. Fantastic area for you to begin building structures all over the place. I mean, there is just gobs of space all over the place. You'll also notice that the fog in the Nether has now changed to be a little bit of a blue hue. It does depend on what biome type you're in. If we were to leave the Soulsand Valley, you would notice that it actually changes the color of the fog as well. This is also where you'll see gobs of blue fire all over the place, because as you know, that's the only type of fire color that will appear when you light soul soil. Any other type of block will give you regular old fire. Next, we'll show you the Crimson Forest, which is the red nether forest variant that you can find located in the nether as well. Beautiful, all over the place, filled with tons of different vegetation. Downwards growing vines, aka the weeping vines we saw from before, as well as hoglins. So why don't we go ahead and get some of this diamond gear on and find ourselves this new mob. While we're searching for the hoglin, we can look around at how this biome spawns in general. As you can see, the fog has changed once again back to the traditional red fog that you're normally used to seeing. Here's our crimson stems, our netherwort blocks, and of course, our shroom lights that will spawn in alongside these trees. Tons of roots, fungi all over the place, as well as the occasional plain old netherrack, which appears to have had a little bit of a desaturated change, looking almost more brown in nature. Imagine they did this to make the... Oh, here's our hoglin friend. Hi! Look at you. Hoglin spawn egg. Lovely. So we've got some hoglins here. Now again, they don't really do anything just yet. If we were to go into survival mode, you'd see that they kind of just hang out. Now, if we wanted to try and attack one, well, you know, they still don't really do anything. They kind of just hang out. But they do have floppy little ears that move around when you attack them. Look at this. And they've got a decent amount of health. Currently dropping rotten flesh. I imagine that may or may not change in the near future. But for now, we'll go ahead and go back into creative mode and see if we can get anything special from them on death. Died! Now, just looks like rotten flesh. Apart from walking and looking around and also looking kind of cute, they don't really do anything yet. They don't even appear to interact with zombie pigmen, or I figured we'd have seen something from them by now. But yes, plenty to take in. Vine, shrubbery. It looks like we even get some warped fungi that spawns in these crimson forests. Again, looking at the crimson nylium, you'll need pickaxes to pick this up. And from what I've seen, it appears as though these forests like to spawn in on ledges in higher areas of the nether, but they don't appear to always be too picky, because we even see the forest spawning in down here. But they are sprawling all over the place. Now we look at the final new biome that's currently been added. The Warped Forest, aka the Blue Nether Forests. Similar setup, looks pretty close to the Red Forest we were just in, although it would appear as though the trees in this biome are taller in nature. That may not exactly be the case. It's hard for me to remember exactly. But yes, you've got your warped stems. You can, of course, turn your warped stems into, well, you guessed it, warped planks, which you can, of course, turn into slabs, stairs, etc., etc., etc. Funnily enough, warped planks will just give you regular sticks, though. You've got your warped roots, you've got your nether sprouts, and these don't appear to have any use yet other than for decorative purposes. And, of course, you've got your warped fungi. And look at that, you can also find crimson fungi apparently and occasionally spawning in the warped nether biomes as well. Hey, what are you doing with that thing, man? Now, look at the fog over here. When you're in the warped nether forests, the render fog actually takes on a little bit of a purple hue, which might just be a very dark blue mixed in with all the red nearby. But leaving this biome, you'll notice it changes back to red right away. And heading back in, you'll see it goes instantly back to blue-purple. And you'll see there are tons of endermen all up in this biome. So this must be their favorite place to hang out in the nether now. Man, they're all just taking netherrack. What are you guys doing with this stuff? Finally, of worthy mention, the old biome type, aka the normal nether you're used to seeing's biome name is now called Nether Wastes, which you can actually see right here where my mouse is hanging out. Yeah. But if you want to turn this nether waste into something a little more lively, then go ahead and use bone meal on various types of nylium that you can find in-game, because in doing so, you can actually cause it to spread. So you'll have to use the bone meal on nearby blocks in order for it to appear. And as you can see here, it looks like the blue nylium is kind of winning out here. Might just be random as to which it chooses, though, when they're nearby one another. But now it's time to get to the good stuff, my friends. Netherite and ancient debris, the way you can upgrade your diamond gear and tools and weapons. Sorry for anyone looking for piglins, they actually haven't been added into the snapshot. Only the hoglin beasts so far. So look forward to future snapshots where we can get our hands on even more new mobs. For now though, check out the netherite ancient debris. First things first, you'll need to find some of this ancient debris. And I gotta say, it is a really tough one to find, located supremely underground in the Nether area, to the point where I actually had to locate some. We are almost at y=0 on the map. And so we're gonna go ahead and remove a chunk of the air here, and as you can see here, we actually found some of the ancient debris all the way down near 0 level in here. So this is extremely rare, possibly even rarer than diamonds. And as you saw earlier, we need a diamond pickaxe to be able to mine it. So get your gear ready. Like, we just cleared out so many blocks, and this stuff is insanely rare. I almost want to say it is rarer than diamonds. I mean, I counted maybe 10 of these blocks in all of this that we cleared out. But hey, it makes sense. It's literally better and stronger and lasts longer than diamond armor. You'll need to cook this ancient debris inside of a furnace. Although if you want to cook things faster, I recommend you grab yourself a blast furnace. Upon cooking this ancient debris, you'll be left with something known as netherite scrap. From there, you're going to need to take 4 netherite scrap as well as 4 gold ingots, combine them together in a crafting table in whatever form you want in order to get one single netherite ingot. But rest easy, my friends. Here's the beauty of it. For 1 diamond helmet, you'll only need 1 netherite ingot to turn it into a netherite helmet. For the boots, same story. 1 ingot. Chestplate, same story. That's right, you only need 1 ingot regardless of what tool, weapon, or armor it is you're trying to make. So you won't need to have an insane journey to find all this, but you will need to do some digging. No, literally. I gotta say, the armor looks pretty cool too, but check out this different breakdown between all of the new gear. So, diamond helmet, plus 2 armor toughness and plus 3 armor. When looking at the netherite variant, we see that there's plus 3 armor toughness. So yes, they do share a similar armor bonus. They will keep you the same with respect to protection level, but the netherite helmet will last longer and also provide you knockback resistance. Same story for the chest plate, the same armor bonus, but with a better armor toughness and knockback resistance, and of course across the board. Sharing the same armor bonus, but adding plus 1 knockback resistance for each different piece of armor, as well as plus 1 armor toughness for each piece of new armor. But with the tools, you can see that the swords, the pickaxes, the axes, etc. are actually stronger. So a netherite sword does 1 more attack damage than a diamond sword. Same attack speed. If we look at the pickaxes, same story. Plus 1 attack bonus for every single different type of tool and weapon, with the exception, of course, of the hoe. They all have 1 attack damage. Useless! Let's attack an iron golem with full diamond armor on so you can see how far he knocks me back. As you can see here, he's got some pretty decent knockback on him. Now let's show you the knockback when you're wearing full netherite. As you can see, it's actually substantially less from time to time, not even getting knocked back at all, versus before, we were getting knocked back each and every time. You stay away, mister. And again, you'll also be able to deal far more damage than normal to any creatures now that you're dealing 1 whole extra damage with every single sword swipe. So now this guy doesn't stand a chance. Now let's do a mining test between diamond as well as netherite. So, as you can see here, this is normal mining speed using a diamond pickaxe. There we go. Now you can see the difference in speed using the netherite pickaxe. I wouldn't say it's substantially faster, but there is some slight difference there. In fact, it's so slight that I couldn't actually tell, but we put some timers on screen, so hopefully they're different. Finally, one of the coolest things about netherite is, well, my friends, unlike regular old items and diamond gear, netherite does not melt in lava. That's right. If you fall into lava, you can actually go back and reclaim your gear at a moment's notice. Beautiful. The best possible thing I think I have ever seen. You're gonna need to get your hands on this armor if you want to safely navigate the Nether. Otherwise, if you fall in lava, I mean, that's it, my friends. You're out of luck. Final thing worth mentioning, changes to walls. They no longer have holes in them when you've placed a whole bunch of them on top of each other and next to each other. What you're seeing on screen right now is a before and after comparison so that you know the actual visual change involved with walls. So, a nice little touch. My friends, subscribe to see more Snapshot videos right as they come out for Minecraft 1.16's Nether update. And hey, if we missed anything, do your fellow commenters a favor and leave what we missed in the comments section. But you know, we'll do our best not to miss.